Hey y'all, this is Tamika, the face behind Hey HR. This is the place for employees, employers, and job seekers. Please, if you want to know the top 10 job boards that you can find online to find your next career or your next job or your next new career, stay tuned. So I'm going to start with my favorite, and my personal favorite is LinkedIn. The reason I enjoy LinkedIn is because it's great, not only just for the job seeker, not only just for the recruiter or the employer, but also great for companies, great for groups, great for social gatherings in a digital way. It's also really great for linking together with folks that are in your industry and building a community. So I love LinkedIn. It is the professional Facebook. That's just what I call it. But I will tell you, the great thing about it from an employer side is that we can really just go in there and almost make a grocery list of people that we would like, and we can customize it so much. The great thing for the job seeker is, guess what? You can go in there and make your profile. You can go ahead and put a nice professional headshot, or one that you make professional, because you can obviously do that by taking the background out or whatever you like by using a software called Canva. You can make yourself come off as your best self. On top of that, you can put that LinkedIn, that link to your LinkedIn profile on your resume. That way folks can see all of your work, all of your accomplishments, all of your connections, all of your latest postings, which all should be professionally related. Another thing that I absolutely love is that it doesn't just send you alerts on the actual app, so you can use it as an app or you can log into it online. But it doesn't just, have those alerts that you have to look at that app for. It sends you personalized emails. So you can go in and say, this is the type of job that I want to be alerted for. And this is the area, and this is the industry, and this is the experience that I have that I want to bring to the table for it. And it could send you emails, and you can say, I want these emails daily, I want them weekly, I want them monthly, whatever. You can say, hey, I'm searching for a job, but I don't want my employer to know, or I don't want the whole world of HR to know. And you can make it where a recruiter can know that you're searching, that you're a passive candidate, but not the folks that you're currently employed with. Sometimes that becomes a little sticky situation. So a lot of people like to avoid that. Another thing that I absolutely love about it is that you can personalize it just like you do with Facebook. So your banner in the back, again, you can go to Canva. It has an app or online, and you can make a nice banner to just make your profile stand out from others. Another thing that I absolutely love about LinkedIn is that you can follow a company, and LinkedIn allows you to follow up to 1,000 companies. So you can follow that company. A lot of times they will post updates. Not only do you get job updates from that posting or alerts from liking that company, but you can also know their culture. You can see the type of pictures that they posted. Are they posting just about business and the bottom dollar, or are they posting about how much they cherish their employees? So I love LinkedIn. So guys, I know that I said I have 10 different job boards, and I'm going through details on each one of them, but make sure to stay until the end because I have tips for you for just your job search in general for every single job board. So stay till the end. Great tips for you, okay? So my second favorite job board online is Indeed. Again, it also has an app, or you can log into it online. One thing that I think a lot of employees don't realize, or job seekers don't realize, is that when you log into Indeed, you can make a personal profile there as well. You have to go in, upload your personal resume, or it will ask you a lot of questions about your experience and generate a resume for you. Don't take that generated resume. It spits it out for every single person. It becomes the exact same for every applicant whenever a recruiter is searching. So one way to easily make yourself stand out differently from your competitors is by going in and uploading your own resume. Another thing is pay attention to those messages, because it allows you to send messages directly to the recruiter. It allows you to chat directly with them, but again, you have to be in their software to do it. They're not really good, in my opinion, about alerts. Sometimes they send out emails to your personal email, and you have to be careful with that as well, because it may look like an automated email when in actuality it's a message from the recruiter. Another thing that I don't personally like about Indeed, but I think is great for the job seeker, is that it will show you every single job there is. you can go in and say, hey, I only want to see these jobs in this location. I only want it to be remote, or I only want it to be in this region of the states, or I only want it to be internationally, or whatever. That's a great thing for job seekers. Again, I don't like it as a recruiter because you literally get everyone. And as a recruiter, if you don't set up the employer portion to filter through those folks that don't meet qualifications, you can literally end up with a little bit of everybody. And that can be tedious. So from the job seeker standpoint, because they get an influx of literally everyone, if you meet those job criteria, you've made a nice resume, maybe you've uploaded a cover letter, maybe you've taken some of their sample tests in there, all of that will make you stand out from those folks who don't qualify. Indeed is amazing. I remember when I first started into an industry that I didn't work in before, which was government contracting as a technical writer. And one of my co-workers at that time, and this must have been definitely over 10 years ago, but my co-worker said she found every single job that she's ever had through Indeed. Yeah, it's powerful. Some people only live on that site to use it. I mean, honestly, as long as you are out there, there's just no reason why you can't find something to apply to. And a lot of times you might get a little aggravated because it may redirect you to their website, or it may give you a one-click. Don't be alarmed by that. Don't let that stop you from your grind. You're on a mission. So stay focused, keep going. There's tons and tons of jobs in there. Don't get excited just by those jobs that are posted on the first page, because those people just have paid more. They've decided, okay, I want to sponsor this position at this amount of money so it can show up on the first or second page. Keep clicking. That doesn't make those jobs any less important. It's just those folks do not have the budget, or are not prepared to put in all of this extra money, or for the astronomical costs that come with it, because it is kind of expensive from the recruiter side. Keep going. If it's page, or the job's posted on page 9 of 10 or 10 of 10 or whatever, don't let yourself think for a second this job is better, or not as quality focused as the jobs that's on the first page. No, that's not the case. Keep looking. Indeed is great. So another one that I've used is ZipRecruiter. I know you guys hear it all the time. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I listen to like the Steve Harvey morning show in the morning time. And for a while, I mean, they must have paid Steve Harvey's morning show like a ton of money, because I would hear them every single time I didn't hear Steve Harvey's voice. I would always hear about ZipRecruiter. And I got a little aggravated with it because, of course, I'm a recruiter. I'm you know, a HR person. At the time, I wasn't looking for a job. But that tells the job seeker just how much they're putting their platform out for you. That's just how much they want you to know that we're going to get these employers to know who we are. You know, it's just like self-branding. If you really want your brand out there, you really want people to know about what you have to offer, you have to hit folks over the head over and over again. So ZipRecruiter does that for you. It has tons of platforms that it uses to push jobs out. Don't be alarmed, because it can send you like daily emails to tell you all about, you know, hey, we have this job for you. Hey, we have that job for you. Click on those things. They're great. They're pulling jobs from different sources, not just whatever an employer say I want to post, but they pull it from regular average postings that they find on multiple tons and tons of resources and websites. They're doing the work for you. Log into their profile, into their site, make a profile, and go digging until you find your dream job. Now, one thing I want you to be aware of with ZipRecruiter is, from the job seeker point of view, I have been a victim of, okay, I applied for this job at 8:30 at night. I get a call at 9 o'clock by someone that doesn't speak English, and I think we know who didn't. And then I'm hearing her tell me all about this app that she wants me to be an HR person for, and that she wants to make sure that I get an interview the next day, and that she's going to use this as our first interview, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm asking her like, okay, cool, what time tomorrow? And that was my way to alert her, like, hey, you're calling me at 9 o'clock at night. I wasn't excited about that, because that told me the type of company I'd be signing up for. And she said, okay, I'm not sure. It'll probably be around 7. If you hear a company that doesn't have their details, listen, run away, because I love ZipRecruiter, but because it really pulls in everyone, it does pull in some spams. I've even clicked on emails that they've sent to me that turn into a spam email. And I'm not saying it crashed my computer, but I started getting tons of other emails for things that I didn't sign up for. So I love ZipRecruiter. It's a great resource. It's number 3 for a reason. Just be careful. You have to use your company. So another great option is CareerBuilder. CareerBuilder has been around for a really long time. And I think a lot of folks have fall asleep on it. Don't fall asleep on CareerBuilder because they got jobs too. So listen, if you want a search engine that's going to send you email alerts, that's going to push you out to recruiters as well, ZipRecruiter does that, and so does CareerBuilder. There's so much alike in my opinion that it's kind of hard to split them apart. So between ZipRecruiter and CareerBuilder, I think it's hard to say which is better. They do a lot of the same things. They push your email, your resume out to employers. They push jobs to you. They use a lot of different resources so that they can find jobs. They don't go on just what an employer posts. So I think that you guys shouldn't fall asleep on CareerBuilder. Make a profile, make a resume. It helps you make that resume. Go in there and look for jobs too. Folks are posting there. And I want y'all to know with ZipRecruiter and CareerBuilder, the great thing about both of those is that, you know, they're not cheap from an employer perspective to use. Folks, companies are paying thousands of dollars per year and signing contracts to use them. If they're doing that, then they honestly stand behind what they're doing. And if companies are constantly like renewing those contracts, that tells you there's something in there. So definitely ZipRecruiter as well as CareerBuilder. So I'm going to get to some job boards that are going to throw you off just a tad bit. But before I get there, I'm going to give you one more that you probably predicted, which is Glassdoor. I like Glassdoor because not only does it allow you to make a profile, let you see jobs, push your resume out to different recruiters, and send emails to you with jobs that fit your qualities, but another great thing is it gives you employers profiles that you can look at, and you can see what their past employees have thought about the company. It also shows you salary ranges. Honestly, I wouldn't use those like solid information because sometimes you do get employees who got upset, so now they want to bash the company and say that they're horrible, or you get employees that thought they should have made more money, so they'll put down that they made way less money so that people don't come on and apply. So you don't want to use that as your final and like your solid resource, but it is a good resource and it does let you see the culture of the company. A lot of companies go in there and push out their cultures, and a lot of companies have tried their hardest to meet every goal that Glassdoor has. So you can see that big sign on their company building or their corporate office or their emails that says, "We are best places to work according to Glassdoor." So it's telling you that it's pushing out for a solid and happy environment to work in, a great culture. So Glassdoor is a great option. It also has a profile that you can make online, and I believe it has an app as well. I have not used it from the employee or job seeker point of view in so long that I'm not sure, but everybody has an app these days. So Glassdoor. Okay, so that was a bit of a fib. There's one more that I know you guys can guess, and it's called Monster. So Monster.com is great. It's very much the same as ZipRecruiter and CareerBuilder. They are three of them so much the same that I just think that they're great resources. I think through all three of them, I would be careful with spam emails, but they push a lot of emails to you. They also send your resume out to a lot of employers. So Glassdoor is a great option. They've been out just as long as CareerBuilder and ZipRecruiter. So a lot of people focus more on the new trends, which is LinkedIn and Indeed, but those are also great resources. The difference about LinkedIn and Indeed is they're constantly improving their database and their source. So a lot of people don't realize that, you still have the options as Monster, CareerBuilder, ZipRecruiter. But Monster is the next option. Alright, so now I'm getting to some that you guys probably didn't predict. And the first one is Google. You guys can literally just go in their search bar and say, I would say Human Resources Manager. Okay, it's going to probably pop up some things, some ads in the beginning. But if you keep going down to the bottom of their screen, it's going to show you actual job postings. Or if you just say jobs, or you say whatever title jobs, or whatever title job search, it will show you actual job postings, and it's a great resource. Google, everybody uses Google. It's like a super major search engine, so it doesn't just go out there and sell to employers to say, hey, I can post your jobs here. It actually pulls from those websites, from those company websites. So I actually love it. It pulls from the company website, it pulls from ZipRecruiter, it pulls from CareerBuilder, it pulls from LinkedIn, it pulls from Indeed, it pulls from every job source that is going to use their engine as the foundation. So it has tons. Most times this information is factual because it's also pulling federal salary ranges and things like that too. So don't fall asleep on Google. When you Google in whatever search, before you hit OK on whatever comes up on the top, keep scrolling down until you start seeing jobs that you're looking for. Hit that little carrot at the end and look for even more jobs. Google is a great source. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys one that I'm pretty sure you're like, Tamika, I guessed this already, but Facebook. Facebook not only has job boards in the form of groups, so you can check like HR groups or what have you. There's some HR groups that we can only post jobs in. We can't come in there and say, hey, I had a horrible day, or I have this situation, what do you suggest? There are a couple HR groups that you literally have to only go in there and post jobs. It posts jobs that are international as well as national, and you can direct message whoever's put that job out there. A lot of times they put their personal email, their phone number, and you can get a job through Facebook. Now that is from the group side of Facebook, but Facebook will also send you alerts and emails so that you can know about new jobs that become available. Then I absolutely love Facebook for that, because it really goes out to the ones that maybe aren't as aggressive. Maybe those are the jobs that aren't out there just like, hey, I just want a whole bunch of candidates and I only want quality people. So it sends it out and it targets, you know, who is sending those emails and alerts to. So that means that if it's found something that says you qualify for this position. And so I absolutely love Facebook. Definitely check that out as a source so that you can find your next job. All right, so a lot of you guys are like, Tamika, I have all of this educational experience. Why do I have to go these places to look for them? They're everybody that has a degree already. So how do I fit that? Then you know what? Go back to your college board and you can post jobs there or apply because you're an alumni, and it's absolutely free. So whatever college you graduated from, or whichever college you're attending, or you may have attended for a couple semesters or taken a class or did a certification there or whatever, go to their job boards. A lot of them now are using this thing called like Purple Briefcase. So check out with their career centers and say, how can I look at jobs that are posted? So many organizations use them because they're either super frugal and cheap, so they're like $50 for a posting versus, you know, 5 or 10,000 per year. So a lot of jobs will go there and post it because, hey, I can save some dollars. I can get some fresh faces of folks that I can mold into whatever job I like them to have. And if they're not like at $50 or whatever for a job posting, then they're free for the employers. So there are tons of companies that still use college boards because they don't have the resources. I mean, we're in a pandemic. So who has the money to like put out there on just finding me candidates? Another great thing is you can message the recruiter in there as well, especially if they're using Purple Briefcase as their foundational source or their engine or what have you. I absolutely love it. They don't post just jobs that may have, you know, asked to go there, but they also will pull in jobs too. Not all of them, but some of them will pull in jobs from other places. And sometimes you can even reach out to their career center to help you get in contact with the HR person at that company. A lot of times they've already built those relationships. I had so many relationships with so many colleges and still do, that it was awesome that I would have a career fair. And when we first started this whole virtual thing, I was still trying to figure out my way to it. The hiring managers were trying to figure out their way. And, you know, people didn't realize that it was like literally just sitting there and looking at a computer screen until people showed up. And so I think that they also lost interest to some degree. People were learning a new normal to some degree, right? Well, that career center director, she just reached right out to me and was like, hey, I have somebody that wants to do an interview really quick. She wanted to attend the job fair. She missed that portion, so she wants to do an interview, on-spot interview. And that girl was an alumni. She wasn't an actual like student attending at the time. Don't think like, okay, I'm older, so what do I look like going to college boards? I mean, if you've attended that college, you have alumni, an alumni resource for those more experienced folks like yourself. So definitely check out college boards. So my final of the top 10, my number 10, and I'm not saying that this is all of them, it's just these ones are the most popular, these are the ones that I've used often. is USA Jobs. So if you're like, Tamika, I want something that's going to give me factual information. I know exactly what the salary range is. I know exactly what the job is. I know exactly where it's located. USA Jobs is your resource. On top of that, they only post federal positions, so you automatically get federal benefits. It's a little bit more security as far as job retention. And so I think that you should just go into USA Jobs, make a job board, go into their job board or their profile, make your profile, upload your resume. If you have any military experience, or you're a military spouse, or you're a military child, you get extra points whenever you apply for jobs as well, which makes you rank a little bit higher than the traditional candidate like myself who has none of that. So if you're like, I really want to work at this place or that place, and I really want my career to grow, and I really want job stability, then USA Jobs is your place to go. Another thing is it's great for veterans. So if you had a short stint in the military, maybe you did, a 4-year stint, or maybe you're in a reserve, you also get extra points for applying. Again, if your spouse did that as well, or maybe, you are a military child, maybe you're an adult, but your father was in the military for quite some time, I believe that qualifies you to also get additional points. So definitely check out USA Jobs. I think it's a great resource. One thing I love about it is that it is giving you the actual salary, so you don't have to guess. You don't have to play this like buying a card game of what's your best number type of thing. It just comes out and tell you. And most times they go for the higher side of their salary range. Now, the only thing I want you to be careful of is that they are slow. So the other resources that I've given you, the ZipRecruiter, the LinkedIn, the Indeed, those folks are probably going to reply back within 24 hours. USA Job is probably going to be 24 months. I'm just saying, I'm not killing the resource. I think it's a great one. I just say if you're going to apply there, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Definitely apply at other resources as well. Alright, so now you've made it to the end. I have some great tips for you that I want you to definitely keep in mind while you're going through every single job board. So the first thing, don't say, okay, Tamika, of this 10, this is great. I'm going to pick my number 1 and I'm just going to apply only through this job board. Pick 3 to 5 of them. Like, apply like crazy. If you're aggressively looking for a job, you shouldn't be using just one job board. Also, be careful. I know a lot of people are doing text messages, but until you talk to an actual person that says to you, hey, I'm going to send you a text message, or you applying online and ask you, are you okay with text messages? Don't immediately click on links and reply to text messages from jobs you have not applied for. So one way to make sure that you know that this text message is legit is make a spreadsheet or a list. Me, I have been using spreadsheets for years. On that spreadsheet, I put like the company name, the date that I applied, the salary. Now I've added in like if it's remote or not. How did I find it? Like, which job board did I find it on? Did I have an interview, and if I did, what date? So that helps me keep track of, what companies are responding quickly, or what companies I think have a good salary range, or whatever you want to keep track of. You can also do that, but just by pen and paper or a Word document. Keep track of your jobs, because the first thing that will definitely knock you away is if a job reaches out to you, they say their company name, they say who they are, they start talking to you, and then they realize that you have no idea who they are. So make sure that you know or have an idea of who you've applied to. Don't just go out there and just apply like crazy. I mean, if you just want to work at the next, Walmart or gas station or whatever, then feel free to do that. But if you're looking to level your career up, keep track of who you applied to. Avoid those text messages that just don't look right, or that you haven't responded to, or that you've never gotten before. And I shouldn't say that you haven't responded to, but that you weren't expecting. I mean, definitely make sure that that text message is legit before you just reply to them. If they're short and they have a little link and they don't even put your name in it or something like that, use common sense. I mean, if they're saying, hey, Tamika, this is so at this such company, we spoke the other day, we had an interview, and they're thorough, like almost like an email, I would say, okay, reply to them. But just use common sense. I also want you to know that you should research companies as you apply. Even if you can't do it right in that moment, if you're super excited about that job, or they reach out to you for a screening interview or anything like that, research them. Look on their website, look them up in Glassdoor, look them up in LinkedIn. You know, go ahead and see what some of their employees are saying on their LinkedIn about working there, what have you, or how long they've been there. Do you have long tenure? Do you see a bunch of people that have only been there for a couple months? Like, definitely do research on the company, because you don't want to go through all of this work, accept a job that in 2 months you hate, and you're back at square one looking for another job. So earlier I told you guys how I got a spam job interview, right? Avoid those. Make sure that you're doing your due diligence to know these companies that are reaching out to you, because you want to avoid the spam job offers. If they're telling you, well, click on this link and put in your direct deposit information, listen, no company's gonna ask you that before you like truly are onboarded. They're gonna ask you that in a formal onboarding. So pay attention to spam job offers, and when they're like, hey, you know, attend this and we can tell you all about our company. I had one of those too. I got all pretty, all excited, did my lighting right, got logged in, and he said, good morning, and I said, good morning, and he kept going on and on and on and on. And I realized I'm not the only person on this. He probably can't even see me. You know, that wasn't somewhere that I wanted to work to. You know, I realized that they were just trying to bring in a whole influx of people. You want to avoid those. You just never know what you're getting into. A lot of times it's not money that you can live off of. A lot of times it's not something where you're getting formal training. A lot of times it's just not something that you're liking, and most times it's probably sales. And if you're not into sales, then you want to avoid those type of spam job offers. So thank you so much for making it to the end. I really appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. But I ask you, please do me a huge favor and subscribe. Definitely do me a huge favor and leave a comment. Let me know if there's something more to this job search that you guys want to know about, and I will be happy to produce a video.